Welcome to Burrafilms. Today I'm going to be doing a journey of Burrafilms, which is me just talking on my experience and my whole journey of being a videographer and how fun it's been and how much I've grown from it. And stay tuned to the very end of the video for a very important announcement regarding my channel. And so I'm going to kick it off with how I got into videography, and that was because I was hanging out in RBV, Mr. Tompkins' class, with my friends Jamison Blair and Jared Bender, and we were all just hanging out in the film room. And then I knew they were going to be doing it next year. I was a sophomore at the time, and once I could, I immediately enrolled for TV Film 2 for my junior year, and boy, that was the start of something special. And that something special was me. I went to the class, I started doing projects that Mr. Tompkins assigned and all the video projects, but then I volunteered to film a football game with what I started off with was just a DSLR D5200, what I'm shooting this on, and a monopod. And my first game was RBV versus Vista, and I'll show you a little bit of that. I'll show you a clip of that.
Yeah. On what I got, kicking your door, swat. You got no jumper, but I ball a lot. Bitch, on your stony, I do what I want. Candy paint with the white on top. Lambo doors or the woo up drop. If you busy plotting on what I got, kicking your door, swat. You
see, that was my very first video. I mean, I didn't show you the full thing, but the video is on my YouTube channel. And that video right there is actually by Candy Paint by Post Malone is actually a special song to me because that signified the beginning of Burrafilms. And I actually started making videos, and I didn't start posting them until my mom recommended I start an Instagram page, Burrafilms, where I started putting my stuff up. And then a year later, I had moved into a two-app platform with YouTube and Instagram, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So, and then I started filming volleyball, field hockey, and yeah, so in the fall I was filming football, field hockey, and volleyball. And field hockey, my friend Tori Stoffer, she approached me with the job of making her a college recruitment video, and I of course accepted it for $50, and that was my first job in videography. And then my friend Nani approached me for making a few videos for the volleyball banquet. I ended up getting paid $100 for that, and that really kicked off my banquet career, where I was working banquets. And also in the fall, I would film pep rallies and stuff, and I would have a lot of fun. Just junior year standing with a monopod. I would try to move sometimes to the monopod, but the monopod, you're much better just going handheld than you trying to use a monopod to stabilize. I never did. And then I transitioned to filming in the winter. I filmed a lot of basketball games, and that was fun, especially when my RBV basketball that year made a run into the D2 championship. So I made 3 hype videos that year for them. Then they were on Burrafilms and RBV TV. RBV TV really gave me insight into the industry and into the world, and it was a lot of fun being an anchor. Being a flow director, being behind the scenes. There is so much that go into the production I didn't know about. And I didn't know a lot about how much it goes into making a video. So next up, the spring sports came in, and I had golf, so I didn't pick up any spring sports. I did one swim event. And then at the end of my junior year, my nephew's first birthday was coming up, so I dedicated so much time making my birthday video where I would have pictures and videos of him playing out for him on his birthday, and he loved it. That was awesome. And that was my junior year. I did RBV TV, and I filmed a bunch of games, and that was the start of something special. And then my senior year rolls around. I decided to be an intern in RBV TV, which means I am in the class, but I don't have to do any projects, which allowed me to focus a lot on what I was doing. And a lot of what I was doing was filming games, field hockey again, volleyball again, football again in the fall. I filmed 3 sports in the fall. I filmed football games, and they were fun. But this year, senior year, I had upgraded. I had traded in the monopod for a gimbal, a Zhiyun Crane 2 gimbal, and boy did I love this thing. It was amazing because I was able to be mobile, and I was able to get mobile shots which were way better. That blew the shots I was getting with the monopod out of the water. Just using a gimbal vastly improved my videos, and also I became a better editor over time, so that was also helped. And just, I would film football games. Let's go Oakland, let's go Rancho.
I feel you crumble in my arms down to your heart of stone. Why don't you tell you what you want from me? Tell you what you need from me. Tell you what you want.
Film field hockey games. There's one mom I was talking on the sideline who was the mom of the star of the team. And then that eventually at the end of the season, after I made their season highlight video, which I'll actually play a little bit of that right now. After she saw that video, she contacted me and was like, hey, can you make a highlight video for my daughter? And I said yes. That was another job that I had, another client that I had. And for volleyball, they hired me again. That banquet was my junior year, right on the spot they said, hey, you're getting hired next year. And I came with my banquet package, which at the time included a season highlight video, a varsity Q&A video, and a coach Q&A video. They also wanted to throw in a special senior video where the seniors it'd be a baby picture seniors, and then I decided I'd throw in a part where it would be footage from their senior night with them talking about their whole experience as a team. I called that the special senior question when I went out and got interviews. I would ask the seniors that extra question for that video. And yeah, it was fun. This has been a fun ride. And I got paid with a tip that night, which was awesome. And it is so cool seeing people appreciate the videos that you made. It is awesome. Videography has allowed me to be creative. First, a clip from the second year of my volleyball season highlight. And then we're moving on to the winter sports. I picked up basketball and I also picked up water polo because in the volleyball banquet, one of the main mom, her daughter was also going to play water polo and she expressed interest in hiring me for polo, so I showed up. And I showed up for water polo. I was filming and I didn't know if I got the job yet, and then they hired me. They hired me after seeing a couple of the videos that I made. And let me say something, water polo is my favorite sport I've ever filmed. Mainly because of the length. The games are not that long, so the editing is shorter. You have a lot shorter editing with water polo games. And that's why I love doing them. And it was fun. And I also loved interacting with the players and interacting interacting with the parents. It was amazing. I've loved what I've done. And basketball was fun. Just making edits and...
So you better start running. So you better start running. Yeah. So you better start. So you better start. 'Cause there's only one king. And there's only one crown. And there ain't enough room for us both on the throne. It's about to go down. So you better start running. So you better start running. So you better start running. 'Cause I'm coming right now. 'Cause I'm coming right now. Coming right now. Coming right now. Coming right, coming right. 'Cause I'm coming right now. 'Cause there's only one king. And there's only one crown. And there ain't enough room for us both on the throne. It's about to go down. So you better start running. So you better start running. So you better start running. 'Cause I'm coming right now. 'Cause I'm coming right now. Coming right now. Coming right now. Coming right now. 'Cause I'm coming right now.
You can see the improvement. You can see how I've improved. And for water polo, when they hired me, I filmed the games. Well, let me show you a little bit of what I made for them.
Pop the champagne, start a fire. We made it, we made it. Put your hands up, raise them higher. We made it, yeah. We're on top of the world. We're on top of the world. Yeah, we're on top of the
Moving on, I also did girls soccer. So I had the honor of filming their D4 championship run. And boy, it was a blast. That year I was able to make videos, and I feel like honestly, with my song selection, I was able to tell a story. The first one I did video I made was Never Going Back, with Rule the World, Someday I'm Gonna Rule the World, and Animal by Zayd Wolf. And then I filmed their senior night. And then when their playoffs, their quarterfinal game, I decided to use the LSU championship hype video with The Rock, which says Rock Bottom. And I decided, hey, I'm gonna use that for them, 'cause I feel like I can make it better than what LSU did by just connecting it to the beat. And that is one thing I have learned through videography. Videos are better, edits like that are better if you connect the song to the beat. So one thing I've always done is I've always gone through and I've marked up the song. Where the beat is, on Final Cut, you can put a mark on the song. So whenever there's a beat, place I can put a transition, I mark it. Because that's the difference between a good video and a great video. The extra time. And so that's what I did. And, well, you can see the difference from where I started to where I am now. And the girls soccer, that was fun. And then their first playoff game, I did Hall of Fame. So semi-final hype video, I did Live Like Legends by Ruelle, and for that game edit, I did Still Fighting For by Zayd Wolf, and then for the championship hype video, I did Champion by Tommy Prophet. And then for the video that they won the championship on, I was unfortunately not there because I was in Vegas, so I had Mr. Bailey, thank you, Mr. Bailey, so much for filming for me that game and giving me the footage. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. I made an edit, We Are the Champions by Queen, because that is the perfect song there.
Warriors. We the warriors, yeah, we going up. Hype out, lights out when we showing up. Yeah, we here to bring them out, ain't no slowing up. We the ones that shut it down, we ain't folding up. We the warriors, we the score with no fear, but we here taking over with the victory. We making history, so consistently. Call us to come out to play, we the warriors. We the warriors, yeah, we going up. Hype out, lights out when we showing up. Yeah, we here to bring them out, ain't no slowing up. We the ones that shut it down, we ain't folding up. We the warriors, we the score with no fear, but we here taking over with the victory. We making history, so consistently. Call us to come out to play, we the warriors. We the warriors, yeah, we going up. Hype out, lights out when we showing up. Yeah, we here to bring them out, ain't no slowing up. We the ones that shut it down, we ain't folding up. We the warriors, we the score with no fear, but we here taking over with the victory. We making history, so consistently. Call us to come out to play, we the warriors. We the warriors, yeah, we going up. Hype out, lights out when we showing up. Yeah, we here to bring them out, ain't no slowing up.
This year, I was able to be more involved with RBV TV. Did 3 segments for RBV TV. First semester was World Series segment, where I went around Rancho Buena Vista's campus and I asked people who was going to win the World Series, the Astros or the Nationals. Most people said the Astros, few people said the Nationals. I was included in the Nationals. We were right. The Nationals were right, and I'm glad they were right. Nationals won, especially with what we found out about the Houston Astros. My second segment was for the National Championship, and this is when it got interesting. Most of RBV said LSU. A couple people said Clemson. I know Mr. Fay said the Tigers, and I had to clarify, well, which Tigers? That was a funny moment. But how these segments got interesting is I made the first bet in RBV TV history with Miss Glennon. She was like, I'm going to Clemson, I will bet you a Coke or Diet Coke, and I was like, you were on. And Joe Burrow and Ed Orgeron and LSU won me a Coke, which I had a triumphant entrance into her classroom. And it was awesome, and I was able to give a speech thanking Joe Burrow and Ed Orgeron for the Coke. It was fun, it was awesome. And then we had the Super Bowl segment where it was 49ers versus the Chiefs. Most of Rancho said the 49ers, but the Chiefs won. I made another bet with Miss Glennon. Unfortunately, this is one I lost. She said the Chiefs, I said the Niners. I was feeling confident, but I was humbled. And I had to walk into Miss Glennon's classroom with a different demeanor and a different walk, not liking it, but I had to honor my bet. And one difference I can see in my videos is from the first Midnight Madness pep rally to the second Midnight Madness pep rally. The first year was filmed on my phone because I was at the Midnight Madness pep rally. I saw no one was filming it, and I felt the urge to film it. All I had was this. All I had was my phone. So I filmed that entire event on my phone, edited it. I used Remember the Name by Fort Minor. And then the second year I had a camera and I had a gimbal. So I was able to be mobile, I was able to have a lot of fun. And every single time that I filmed with an RBV TV live crew, I had to have them have a headset with me because I often beforehand would get in the way because I'm trying to move around to get shots. And they would get mad at me, so I'm like, hey, give me a headset so you can tell me when I'm doing that. And they did, and I also was able to fun just to talk to the other crew. The last RBV event that I filmed was a swim event. And I made an edit. I was planning so much more for that season. Unfortunately, COVID shut everything down. And that is when in that moment, I didn't know what I was going to do for my channel. Because about everything that I did was RBV Sports. RBV Sports, that was the lifeblood of Burrafilms. That is the videos that I made. But I had to adjust. And what I adjusted to, I started off just downloading sports footage, making Oakland A's videos, like the season highlight, the pitchers highlight, the Golden Mats, where I highlighted Matt Chapman and Matt Olson's two-time Gold Glove defense. And then I had a brilliant idea. What if I make hype videos for the 7 sports that I filmed for their upcoming seasons? I started with water polo.
Someday, we're gonna rule the world. I know someday we're gonna rule the world. Counting down to explosion. I am the moment of motion. Someday we're gonna rule the world. We're on the future. Someday soon. We're on the future. Someday.
If you can say the word good, it means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Then I did field hockey.
One goal in sight.
Then I did football.
Nobody can say no. King is crowned, let's do or die. Nobody can say no. The only sound is the battle cry. It's the battle cry. It's the battle cry. Nobody can say no.
Fight for fight! What the man you will fight for? Give everything you got today! Not because of the Super Bowl, but because when this game's in, you will have a brother to call for life, knowing you did everything you had.
Then I did basketball, where I made all basketball. I made a hype video for volleyball. And then the last hype video I made, the last RBV video that I made, was a hype video for swim, which was a quick
going against you. But I wanted to prove to people through my actions, not my words, that I was going to change.
So I have a prophecy.
Can you feel the hunger? The hunger? Can you feel the hunger? The hunger? Oh, never ever satisfied. Gotta feed this appetite before it pulls me under.
But I promise you, the only controllable thing you have is your work ethic.
And then I had to absolutely transition. And one thing I transitioned to were UFC hype videos. The Usman vs. Masvidal is my only 1K viewed video. And I am grateful for that. Thank you to my viewers. Thank you to my subscribers. And then I decided, hey, let's make some more personal edits. And before all the shutdown, I already had an edit for my trip to Magic Mountain. An edit to my trip to Six Flags. My first Vegas video, my second Vegas video. And then I took another trip to Vegas and I'm like, hey, I can complete the trilogy. So I filmed for that. And then I finally decided, hey, it is time to make the Have a Soup Pie video. An amazing trip that I took the previous year, I made a video for. And then I made my senior year video. I was originally gonna make a graduation video, then I consulted a friend about the song. She introduced a great song senior year. I'm grateful for that because that video turned out to be something way better than what I was thinking of. And then I made a couple vlogs at the request and suggestion of the same friend, who I'm grateful that I've listened to. And then I made my Sharks video and my Raiders video. And then I made my 12 Rules for Life video, where I wanted to just pass on the knowledge that I have learned in my almost 19-year life onto you guys. And now, here's the announcement. This is going to be my final video for 2 years. As you saw in one of my earlier videos, I opened my mission call. I was called to Texas McAllen. I report to the at-home MTC September 2nd. I leave to go to Texas October 12th. But it's time for me to walk away and focus on my mission. I'll be back. Don't worry. I will be back. When I return from my mission, I will be back. And I will make more content. But for now, for the next 2 years, this is it. So I hope you stay subscribed and you keep supporting me. I mean, I have including this video, I have 130 videos on the channel. I have a large list for you to choose from, be entertained from. But for now, this is it. I've got to serve the Lord. I've got to do what I believe in. And I was called to serve, so I'm going to serve a 2-year LDS mission. And, well, see you guys in 2.